10 in the house. Unit 4, Lynn Holtz in the house. Hope y'all are doing well. Alright, and tonight we've got a new bottle that I'm trying, so y'all are going to get the first taste, or I'm going to do the first taste with y'all. I've never had this. It's Evan Williams Bottled in Bond. It's very inexpensive, but we got a big old glass of it, so... pretty good. Not bad at all. Actually, for the price. I got the biggest bottle I had, and it was only like 27 bucks. I was recommended to a buddy, or from a buddy. He said, you gotta try this. And I was like, okay. So I found it and grabbed it. We got 3 in the house and already 3 thumbs up. Thank y'all so much. And we're gonna go over some stuff tonight. I got a few things out here I'm gonna show. So hopefully y'all are interested. And of course, if y'all have any questions or comments or anything like that, feel free to ask. What's up, Scott? How are you, buddy? Dang, this stuff tastes pretty good. What's up, Trigger Bar? Trigger Bar is my only channel member. So I've got a membership if anybody wants to join it. But he's my only channel member. Been a channel member for a while. I appreciate it. Lake Ozark guy, how are you, man? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I finally got over the YouTube hump. Every time I'd get to like 21,999, they would kick me back down and I'd lose like 10 or 20 subscribers. It was crazy. This was going on for months and months and months and months and months. Like over 6 months. So I figured they had something in the algorithm. And then Trigger Bar informed me that YouTube got in trouble and had to do something. So I wonder if they got caught doing this kind of crap. Yeah, Ranger, you out of the hospital? With your appendix? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I bet that was cool, Trigger Bar, going to the Ryder Cup. I've never been to the Ryder Cup. Never been to one of them. Always wanted to. Yes, appendix cut. Doing well. Still on 10 weight restrict. Okay. This is 100 proof, but it's, for the price, it's actually pretty smooth. I still think I like Buffalo Trace a little bit better. This one still has the caramel kind of toffee taste, but I would say Buffalo Trace might just be just a tad smoother, but it's also 90 proof versus 100 proof. But this is bottled in bond, so anytime you get that, it's at least 4 years age, at least. So it could be more. What is up? Armsman is in the house. Oh, weight lift restriction. Gotcha. Yeah, Armsman, I'm going to be talking about you too. What I wanted to do, and we're going to start doing this on some chats, I'm just going to start pulling out some stuff. Oh, Lynn Hope says I survived the State Fair of Texas. Needy grandkids, everything $10. What's up, Dirt Track? How are you? Man, I don't go to the State Fair anymore. They used to let us carry in. You would just show them your LTC. They'd let you go around the metal detectors. However, the new people running the fair or renting the grounds are not allowing it, so I don't go anymore. So, matter of fact, you used to be able to take a knife, and if you were a carrier, you could take a gun. Now you can't even carry a knife. I mean, you have nothing to defend yourself. But I understand you got grandkids. I get it. I totally understand it. But I'm just like, nope. This new group they have doing that's stupid. And our governor even got involved because we were pushing him. We're like, hey, what the hell's going on? And he threw a fit last year. Obviously, nothing happened. So, I mean, he didn't override it or, find some loophole or whatever. So, I guess it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. But I was hoping they would let us start doing that. Uh-oh, gossip. No, it's about you. What I want to start doing on the chat is I'm going to, kind of start showing some things that I really enjoy. And if y'all are interested, that's cool too. Because I get questions all the time, and maybe y'all are curious, but because people are like, subscribers reach out and they're like, hey, what's your favorite this or favorite that or whatever, and I just kind of wanted to show some stuff. Lynn Holt says, I drove the electric Chevy 1500, first time I've ever had to do a breathalyzer for a test drive. Wow. Well, Texas, or Oklahoma. I can imagine that. Yeah, was it the Silverado EV or was it the Ford Lightning? 1500, Chevy 1500. Okay, so you drove the EV. Yeah, it's 400 and I think it's 425 miles to a charge or something like that. I've driven one. I mean, they're fast. They're super nice. It's weird. You're in a truck and you're like, I don't hear any noise. Why is it not, rumbling or whatever? It's just weird. So, but yeah, they're having a hard time selling all the EV shit right now, as y'all can all imagine. And I mean, as far as the domestics are, yeah, 85,000. Yeah, when they first came out, they were like 120. Something the federal government did as well. All new cars like 2030. I think they're going to have built-in anti-drunk driving tech. Wow, that doesn't surprise me. Probably have to put your eyes in something to check dilation and all that other stuff. It's going to be crazy. Which, if you're on any kind of normal medication or just basic medication, that could throw it off too if it's reticle. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to start sharing some of my favorite companies that I work with or products that I really enjoy. And tonight, it is Armsman Holster, and he happens to be on here. So I want to show some of the holsters that he's done. He's done many more than these, but these are some of my favorite ones that I've really enjoyed, so I just wanted to share them with y'all. But this one right here is for my 2011s. This will fit all 2011s, really. Even my XL, my P, this was built for the P with the comp, so it's really long. I mean, it's an XL. And I've carried this one many times. And it's got a really cool pattern on it that he did for me. Of course, got my signature orange in there. And even got little orange covers here for the screws. These are some of the little things he can do. And the cool thing is it does have the DCC monoblock. This is a steel clip. I don't use polymer clips. Haven't used them in 4 or 5, 6 years. I only use the DCC clips, and you've got the monoblocks or the singles. And I'm actually really growing accustomed to the monoblock. It's kind of one, you can see it's cut here, but it's kind of one clip. Or I guess I should say one bolt-on, but it offers kind of 2 clips that you'll see. What's up, US Navy vet? But Armsman's making some really, really good stuff. So this is my 2011 with the X300. Really enjoying this, of course. Appendix, I carried it like like over the right nut. So what is that, 12, whatever, between 12 and 1. But I carried over my right ball. I also use the tall wedge. I don't use the narrow one. I really like to tuck that grip in, so I use that. Or excuse me, not the wedge, the wing. The wing. So I use the taller wings, but it gives you a difference. I think you can get like a short, medium, and a tall. I always use the tall to pull it back. So, and I've broken many polymer clips over time, putting them off and on, and I've broken the USA made ones, and of course the China ones. They're shit. So if you want something that's going to last and last and last, I would highly recommend the DCC clips. Armsman does carry them. They're an upgrade, but he does offer them, or I don't know if they're an upgrade or not, but he does offer them. So that's the 2011 with the X300. This one's cool here. This one is for the CZ P10F with the X300. So this will fit my CZ P10F or any of my P10Cs with the X300. Really enjoy this. It does have the single, and now it actually had two. I took one off because this one works better for me. But this is the 175 clip, and you can see I've got the orange and a black cover for the screws on this one. And anyway, I really like this one. It's awesome on the black. It's that color, so it's just black, you know, and then this color on this side. So I really enjoy this one. It's also, like I said, it's for the P, so it's longer. This one does have the taller sweatband or sweat guard. I don't really have to have a tall sweat guard, but it keeps my tactical tummy in, so that's not a bad thing. And that's a big gun. The P10F is a big gun, and I usually carry like the +3 in those or the +5. So, you know, and again, I've got the tall claw, so I run the tall claw on it. And then here's another one that's really cool, and he surprised me with this one. This one is all camo. Does have the DCC clips. It's got the orange on the inside, and I kind of try to mark what they go to because I've got so many damn guns. But this one is for the CZ P07 with the comp and an X300, and it will also fit my P09s because my P07 with the comp is pretty long. So, you know, and again, it's got the tall, God, I can't even think. Not the wedge, the claw. So it's got the tall claw. I always use the talls, and they're easy to change. You just unscrew that, put the small, medium, or the large in there. I always run the large. But again, DCC clips, monoblock. So, and this one will fit all my P10 or P09s and my P10 or my P09s and my P07s, even with the long comp. So, you know, I can put multi holsters in there. I've carried the P07 plenty of times in here, my P09 in here plenty of times, and really enjoy this holster. Now this one is extra thick, so it's a little bit thicker than the other ones. Super, super heavy duty, but really enjoy this. Now I haven't tried any of his outside waistband yet that go like on what is it, ELS, the Safariland ELS system. I haven't tried one of his outside waistband yet. He's going to make one for me. I'm excited about that. So that way I'll be running on the belt rig and testing it out. But, you know, it is, I just kind of wanted to show the Armsman, but I really like his holsters. You know, he offers a lot. And if you're not a light bearing guy, he offers them without lights. But QLS, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, Armsman. He offers a lot of them with lights, and I'm a light guy. So that's why and again, there's other holster companies that make great holsters. But with the light bearing, I'm really, really enjoying his. And if you want any of them, and I don't make any money on this, but if you want any of them, Armsman offered a discount code to y'all, and it is BJGG10, all capitalized, and that'll save you 10% off and free shipping for my subscribers. So that's a hell of a deal. But again, I've been running them, what is it, Armsman, for like 1.5 years or 2 years or something like that. And I really enjoy them. Haven't had one problem with any of them. Really do like them. Oh, one of them, let me rephrase that. One of them I did have to put wider spacers in it just one time, just to make it a little more opened up. But it wasn't a big deal. I had spacers already, so I just stuck the little bit wider spacers in there. It was like a 2-second fix. I thought the spacers were just a little thin, so you know, I just wanted to do that. And and also you can adjust all of this to make them tighter, looser. You can move the clips up and down. He put several adjustments in here. And you can run the monoblock or the singles like I have on this other holster. So, you know, he's got the high option and the cant, so you can cant these, you know, if you choose to. But, I mean, great holsters. So if you want to buy one, it's Armsman Holsters. The Armsman Holsters, and it's BJGG10, all caps, with 10% off. And that was not a commercial. I just want to start, you know, helping business owners and things like that. And everybody needs holsters. 2 years. Okay. Scott says, I usually just store the gun in the holster. That way I don't have to remember. And if I sell a gun, I usually sell the holster with it. Yes, I've been doing that too. But sometimes when I move guns around and stuff like that, I'll throw the holster in a drawer or whatever. But yeah, I have been storing a lot of them in the holster, and I'll share it with you later, but I've got a different setup. So I've kind of got an EDC setup and then a storage setup. So that's to come. So I think y'all will like that. And if it's a live gun, you know what I mean by live. I'm, got the bullets in it, loaded. Of course, it's always in a holster. But I'll show you how I kind of set that up. What's up, Dennis? How are you, buddy? DB is in the house. Norwood is in the house. Let me catch back up here. Yeah, and there's a lot of people on my chat that use Armsman, but like I said, I always want to spread the love around. He's been a long time subscriber, and he makes a hell of a product. So, if he was just somebody, because trust me, there's a lot of items I've tried, not from him, but from other places, and I'm just like, no. Matter of fact, I was telling a story today to a buddy. I had to block a company who sent me something because I didn't like it. They were kind of getting a little harassing. And I'm like, I'm done with you. They've just been hammering me. Oh, are you going to do a video? Or are you going to do a video? Send us the video to have it looked at. And I was like, I don't do that. They sent me the product first without saying that. Then they started saying that. And I'm like, nope, you ain't getting nothing. I post what I post. You like it, you don't like it. Their product did not work for me. And I'm not going to recommend it to y'all. So I'm not even going to tell you who it is. But I'm not a fan at all, personally, for myself. It might work for other people. And I've seen other videos. After I said no, I went and looked at some videos and I was like, man, they sent him a script. And that's what he told me afterwards. Because I said, he's like, oh, we'll send you the information and you can follow our lead and all the things we want hit. And I was like, no, I don't do that. Okay, we'll just send it to you. So they sent it to me. And then after I got it, oh, when you do your review, here's the items you need to talk about. They tried to send me the script again. And I'm like, what the hell? So I ignored it. And then they sent me the script and then they said, oh, when you're done with it or done with the video, send it to us to have it looked at. And I was like, shit, no, I don't do that. If a company can't stand on their own feet, and also if you're following a script, that's bullshit. That's not a true opinion. That's their bullshit opinion that they're wanting to push to everybody. And I don't like that. So I just told them to pump sand. And I actually had to block them. I had to block them on my email. And I'm like, I've never had, well, I'll take that back. I did that to Olight also. But because they started asking me again to view their shit. I'm just like, no. Yeah, I already told y'all 3 or 4 years ago to lose my number or lose my email. But anyway, and if y'all like Olight, I'm not hating on anybody. They're just not for me. Armsman said, I've never understood a scripted review. That's more of an infomercial. Correct. Exactly. It's not true. Like when I talk about yours, I talk about how you blend everything and it's super smooth and all that. I mean, would somebody put that in a script? Oh, it's super smooth. I mean, maybe they would. I don't know. And do the sights, like when you put this in here, are your sights lined up? They might be. I've actually gotten, not from you, not from Armsman, but I've gotten them from a guy before, and his shit was like, it was going way crooked, and I'm like, it still worked, but I'm like, my front sight would sit actually on the Kydex, which isn't going to hurt it. I get it, you have to fold it, but I'm like, just a little bit of detail, attention to detail, but like I said, they're always great. And then, some people are like, oh, my screw fell out. It's like, why didn't you find the position you need it and then put some Loctite on it? Or Vibratite, so you could remove it or whatever when you wanted to. But, and There's some holsters I've purposely not vibratided just to see if they would come loose. And I've never had that, but I'm like, I don't know if people are tightening them all the time, loosening them all the time. I don't know what they're doing. But, once I cinch it down to the position I want it, I mean, I've been carrying these for shit a long time and I had a problem. But yeah, the scripted shit's bullshit. If anybody pre-tells me, hey, we'll send you this, we'll send you a script, we'll do this, we'll do that, and I'm like, nope, don't send your shit. I don't want anything to do with it. Dennis says, I have the works for me, MR920 with the Radian and the TLR7. Clip is junk. Yeah, it's probably a plastic clip. I'm telling you, and I will say this, a lot of the holsters that you get, you can buy the DCC clips on their own. They're expensive, but you can buy them and you can retro a lot of them over to your existing holster. And a lot of them will work and have the same spacing for the DCC clips, because I actually reached out, or I bought them, but I ordered a bunch of the 175 clips because I didn't care for the 150 clips. So I bought like 12, I believe 12, it was either 8 or 12 of the 175 clips for myself back in the day, and I would retro them over, take the plastic ones off and put those on. I mean, I'm just telling you, the plastic ones are shit. They're going to break. They're gonna, over time, they're gonna, they just don't keep tension very well. I mean, these are steel clips. These are the real deal. And now I will say this, if you look, and it's probably hard to see, they've got little tangs. I'll try to zoom in there. They got little tangs right there so you can put them like a little fang. So you can put them on sweatpants. If you put these on and try to rip your holster off, you will tear your damn pants. I mean, this shit's real. So when you go to take it off, I grab both of these, pull them up, pull it right off with my pants still on. So, I mean, that is the way shit needs to hold. And I have worn these with basketball shorts with no belt. And these are big holsters, so they're gonna sag. But when I wear basketball shorts, I wear a core belt under the basketball shorts. And it works perfect. Dennis says, gonna order another from Armsman. Yeah, like I said, use the code, save you some money. Armsman doesn't mind, I don't get paid for it, but I want y'all to save some money whenever you can. I'm sure Armsman's not gonna get mad about it, but save yourself some money. We got 23 on, 10 thumbs up, but yeah, I want to start sharing items that I like. So it could be lights one night, could be comps. I can't show pew-pews, y'all know that, but it could be accessories, even knives, watches. I mean, I've got so much shit. Another thing I told you I'm redoing my office. So I got my grandmother's clock. The cool thing about this clock's over, I think it's, if I remember her telling me, it's off of a warship, which is really cool. And it's got the old school plug. I mean, this thing, I'm like, I hope it didn't catch my house on fire. But it's got the old school plug. This son of a bitch still works. So I've got it in my office now. I love this antique clock. It's really, really cool. It's hand painted, glass. I mean, super quiet too. That's what's really cool. I figured it would be loud from back in the day, but all the wood on it is hand carved. It's really, really cool. But this thing, I think she said it's over 100 years old or close to it. It's not a grandfather clock. It's probably, I don't know, about that tall. It's got like flutes and all this stuff on it, but it's really cool. So I'm glad to have that back in my office. I had it, believe it or not, out in the garage in the heat, and I was like, ew, but it still freaking works. Let's see here. Armsman is saying you have to be careful also. There's counterfeit DCC clips going around. Some companies are using them straight from China. Yeah. You shared that with me a while back, and I was like, what? And when you look at them, they're hard to tell, but you can tell when you look at the little clip tang that's underneath that I showed you for like sweatpants, and you can tell. And I'm like, damn, China's ripping off DCC clips, because they are expensive. I mean, they're not cheap, but Oh, is Pranic in here? Hey, what's up, Pranic? He said, I got a pistol light. I'll be buying an Armsman soon. Oh, cool. Glad you got you a pistol light, Pranic. I look at it this way, and I've had people tell me many, many times, you don't need a pistol light, you don't need a pistol light, you don't need a pistol light. And that's cool if you don't want to carry a pistol light, because it does make the holster wider. I get it. You know, I totally understand. But I look at it this way. I might not even have to activate the light, but with the extra weight on a small gun or something, it could make it less muzzle flip, keep you quicker on target for if you have to really start doing some blasting, quickly. So I don't think it's a bad thing. Plus, I have to have it, and that's one thing. I always carry a little pocket flashlight, so I'm not gonna like pull it out and start going, "Hey, lighten up stuff." But you got it, you need it, because I'm telling you, in the dark, if that gun comes out, that thing's coming on, and we're gonna let it rip, if need be. And of course, you always want to identify your threat. I understand that. U.S. Navy vet says I don't waistband carry or haven't yet. It's mostly pocket carry, bag carry, or on my wheelchair. I primarily use holsters for that and storage. I do have 2 PPUs I need holsters made for. Well, he makes really good products. Armsman said, I have a grandfather's watch I got from my dad. It's been through hell and it worked for ages. I've never even swapped out a battery on it. Wow, damn, that's crazy. 30 years running with a battery on a quartz? That's insane. What kind of battery is that? I mean, I've got some self-windings, and damn, that is insane. My damn G-Shocks don't even last that long. But yeah, I want to start, just talking about different products that I enjoy. You may like it, you may not. Maybe wallets, flashlights, pocket flashlights, pocket knives, holsters. I thought tonight would be a good time to bring out holsters, and Armsman is on here. I didn't know he was going to be on here. But, and Trigger Bar says, sorry, been driving. I love my Armsman holsters. There you go. There's you another one. I mean, he makes great products. So please support, and like I said, he supports me, he supports y'all. He's in the chats, stuff like that. I just want to show some love because I really do appreciate him. He's a good friend. We became friends over the years, and I really enjoy his products. And I'm not just saying that. I really enjoy his products. If he made crap, I wouldn't talk about him. That's one thing about me. I hope y'all know. If I don't like your product, you're either not going to hear about it, or I'm going to say, damn sure not buy it. And also I get asked about belts all the time. We'll maybe talk about that sometime too. Armsman says, U.S. Navy vet, I make slingback holsters with strong grip Velcro hook attachments. There you go. That's cool. Yeah, and I have seen a buddy of mine, he carries in a bag. And I will say this, just so y'all know, there are times I carry in a bag because I have certain meetings that I have to attend and wear certain attire. So I will bag carry, and in the bag, it has the DCC clips. They're clipped onto the fabric. So literally it's a zip, and that way the holster stays. And that's the great thing about DCC clips. If it was a regular polymer clip, it ain't staying. It's coming with your freaking gun. So there's another reason to have it. If you do bag carry or something like that, DCC clips are the way to go. I don't care what anybody says. I've been using them probably for 6 or 7 years total. I'll never use another clip. So, yeah, they are strong as hell. And I'm telling you, if you're not careful, man, they'll bite you. You start prying those things up, man, they'll let you know they're there. That's not a joke. Damn, this whiskey's pretty good. Freaking $27 for the Monster bottle. That's not bad. And just so you know, this is Evan, and I'm trying it for the first time tonight. It's Evan Williams, bottled in bond, 100 proof, and it's like $27 for the big bottle. So it is not expensive. And I'm just going to tell you this too. I've gotten off the expensive whiskey train. I don't see the value in it personally. I'm not saying I don't enjoy like a Pappy or something periodically, but and I've got a good palate for whiskey and bourbon, but you know, it's like diminishing returns, like I've talked about before. Um, that's why I love Buffalo Trace. That's my favorite, and this is pretty dang close to Buffalo Trace. It's actually cheaper than Buffalo Trace. So, if you're looking for a good whiskey, I do recommend it just from the first, as I cracked the bottle tonight, so it's the first time I've ever had it. A lot of people have asked me to do whiskey reviews. If you want me to, sound off down below or sound off in the comments. Maybe I'll start doing some. Oh, also, and I'll tell you this, US Navy vet, because I've had this asked. Sometimes when you don't see something on Armsman's website, email him and say, hey, do you make this? Because sometimes he won't have it posted on his website, like for a certain model with a certain light, but reach out to him. And he probably freaking makes it. Because I asked him about, I'm like, hey, do you make one for this? I don't see it on your website. And he's like, yeah, I do. I just haven't posted it up on there yet. And I'm like, oh, cool. So, and he made some that other people didn't make. So I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. What's up, Pop Doctor? How are you, buddy? Yeah, and there's some great channels on here too. We got Trigger Bar, we got Pop Doctor. If anybody has other channels on here, and if you want to put your channel link so all the other subscribers can go over and subscribe to you, feel free to do that. I'm not gonna tell you to take it off or anything like that. Throw your channel link up in there so people can go over and subscribe to you. Feel free to do that. But yeah, Pop Doctor, he's playing with some other stuff. Arms said, oh yes, I got a ton that I don't have on the site. Not enough time in the day. Exactly. So if there's something weird you don't see on the site, don't move along. Just shoot him an email and say, hey, I've got this gun and this light. And this is another thing. Make sure you tell him the right freaking light. If it's a TRL7, or if it's a TLR7A sub, say that or check that. I mean, man, some of the stories I hear, people are like, oh, I got a TLRA or TLR, and I understand some people aren't gun guys, but you got the A and you got the sub. So make sure you're giving him the freaking right light to make your holster. I've heard some of the horror stories, and he's made the holster, shipped it to the guy, and the guy's like, oh shit, I had a TLR8, not a TLR7, I screwed up. Well, sorry, I mean, that's your fault. I mean, I understand, people don't get things right every time, but man, when you're making a holster and, putting the time, the labor and everything, and you're going off what the customer sends you, and this is even worse, a left-handed guy checking a box for a right-handed holster and then going, well, I'm left-handed. Well, that's the crystal ball is a little on the fritz, man. I mean, oh yeah, and there's another one, TLR7X and the TLR7HLX. The HLX has the longer bezel, so it's going to be a longer light. So what I've told everybody is I'm like, anytime you have a TLR7, always get the TLR7HLX. So if you got a 7, it'll fit the HLX. But if you've got an HLX, it will not fit a TLR7. Because a lot of people already have the 7s, and then they'll buy the HLX because it's 1,000 lumens, and it is my favorite light. I'll tell you that as far as the small light. So I would just order the HLX for everything, and the 7s will fit it. The 7 sub won't. I'm pretty sure it won't, because it's got a different body. But the TLR7A, the TLR7X, will fit it, and the HLX. I mean, the HLX will, they'll all fit in the same HLX holster. But yeah, check that site, and if you don't see it, shoot him an email, and he's probably like, oh, hell yeah, I've got that one. But yeah, I really enjoy these holsters. So I've carried this one a ton. This is I've carried my Staccato P with the comp in here. X300, I've carried my C2 with the comp, but it's shorter, even with the comp, because this is for the P with the comp. So I've carried my C2 in here with the comp and the X300. And I will say this, I like the longer holsters just for my body type because you don't need a wedge. It doesn't poke out. When you get the really short freaking holsters, you get a lot of tilt. Even if you're not fat, you'll get tilt. So you could have to put a wedge on the back of these. You can put those Velcro wedges. So I've carried this one a lot. I have carried this one probably about 12 times, honestly. The other one, the 2011 one, probably 50 times. I've carried this one probably about 12 times with the P10 or the P10F and the P10C with the X300. And I've carried this one about 6 times. It's going to be more, but I've got to run some more rounds through my P09. And the P09 is actually shorter than the P10C with the comp. So the P09 sits here, and then the the P09 without the comp sits here, and the P07 with the comp sits here. So that's for the X300. And of course, on all these, I've got my signature orange. He pretty much knows me, and what I tell him is I say, here's a gun that's going on, surprise me with a color. Yes, Pop Doctor, he does do outside waistband with the QLS forks. So, I guess he already answered it, sorry. Oh, there you go. Oh, I'm sure he is. US Vet, if you're a former military, email me first. We offer a meal discount. There you go. I mean, like I said, man, we got to share the love. I mean, there's a lot of companies, and I don't know if y'all have heard, there's a bunch of companies, man, going out of business. Not Armsman, but there's a bunch of like big companies going out of business. Who was that just filed for Chapter 11? They made the Apollo 11. I can't remember their damn name. What the hell was the name of that company? Oh crap! They made that SIG, they made that gun that took 320 mags. They just took it. LFA, yeah, LFA just filed for bankruptcy. So Chapter 11. So they're going to be gone. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I absolutely love. Yeah, Live Free Armory. I absolutely love small family-owned businesses, such as, and there's other companies I work with that aren't family-owned, but such as Armsman Holsters, Harry's Holsters, Lynx Defense, their bags are awesome. Lock Grips. I was working with Lock Grips when there was one guy. Now I think there's like 11 or 12. I've been with these people for a really, really long time, and I love supporting companies and watching them grow. It's just, I enjoy that because that's what I grew up with. My dad, he owned stores, and retired from an OE distributor. But, I grew up, my dad used to own 3 tire stores. So I was busting tires and balancing tires when I was like 10 years old, 9 or 10 years old, and unloading tire trucks. So I've always loved small business and just watching them grow into freaking monsters. So that's what I enjoy. What's up, Rabbi? How are you? He says, I support family business, Chinese. Leave it to Rabbi. Yes, and Watchtower. Yeah, Watchtower went out as well, but they went out a while ago. But man, when they go out, or when all these companies go out of business, somebody's buying them up, or and of course, we lost Anderson. Ruger bought them. Not that I was a huge poverty pony person, but I've got like 3 or 4 of their lowers, and they actually had a lot of contracts. People think they were junk, but they had a lot of contracts where they're making lowers for other people, like big companies, big brand name companies for a lot of money. Um, so, I mean, like I said, I do like supporting small business and watching them grow. Like some of the places I go to eat and things like that, they're small businesses or started that way, family owned, so I mean, hell, even my cleaners, some of the restaurants we go to, they're not chains. And even when I'm out in small, like all these little small towns, I try to support small business. I always ask the hotel people, I'm like, hey, what's a really good local restaurant that's not a chain, that's known for this area? I've gotten turned on in Arkansas. I've gotten turned on to David's Burgers. They're incredible. They're really, really good. So every time I go to Arkansas, I try to grab a burger there because they make incredible burgers. So not that I need them with my fat ass, but I really try to support local companies. Arson said, man, I wonder that happens. Let's see here. I wonder what happens now with Apollo 11 warranties. A loss they're selling on there. That's what I'm saying, man. It's weird when you start buying these whiz bang, guns. It's like not with that company, but there's other ones out there where you're like, man, I'll spend $5,000 on a gun, and it's like, will they be here tomorrow? Who the hell knows? Ranger says their warranties will be gone when they are. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're spending $5,000 or $6,000 on some of these 2011s, and like Watchtower. I had a weird. I don't know if y'all saw it. I did a video on the Watchtower, and I shot it, and I was honest. I shot it, and I was like, this thing isn't up to par. And I told them that, and then they said, oh, this is a prototype. And I was like, okay. And I said in the video, I was like, this is a prototype. It might not run well. And it ran okay. Now, I will say this, it was dry as a bone. I'm like, why didn't y'all freaking lube the damn thing? And I was even looking for lube at the gun store, like to throw some lube in the damn thing. Because I'm like, you're letting all these people shoot it, and it's dry as a freaking bone, and you're trying to sell them. But I was like, I don't know about this. Gear says they lose contracts. Yeah, exactly. Armstrong said, yeah, I remember that video. Yeah, and it was a cool gun. I liked it. I think PewView, it was his edition I was shooting. They had made it for him or with his name. And it was a cool gun. But I was like, not yet. And that's why I say, and I'm not talking about the Turkish companies, the clones and all the inexpensive ones. Well, like Staccato, they're a Texas company. So I definitely want to try to support a Texas company. And I honestly, this is just in my heart. I know they're expensive. I know they are. But if you're wanting a good quality 2011 with a great warranty, a fantastic warranty, and trust me, I know, and I've got videos to prove it. I had a C2 that the frame warped. I got a brand new gun with their lifetime warranty. And I never told them I was me or Big Johnson, doing videos. I never pulled that card, ever, not once. But they took care of me. They gave me a brand new freaking gun, and that thing has been bulletproof. So that's what I'm saying. That to me, in my heart of hearts, that to me is the minimum. Now there's other ones that are more expensive, like Infinities and freaking, all these other guns. I get that, but I would save money because you're getting tooled steel parts, you're getting good, ignition kits, you're not getting a bunch of bullshit. If I'm going to buy a 2011 today, not that I need one, but if I'm going to buy it, I'm either going to buy it from MPA, Masterpiece Arms, or I'm going to buy it from Staccato. I still think anything above that, for me, is overkill. I don't think I can shoot it. I don't have, not saying I'm a bad shot, but it's not going to be any better. And for me, I've compared more expensive guns, Atlases and all these other guns. I've compared them, and with my shooting ability, do I enjoy them? Yes. But with my shooting ability, with the same ammo, I shoot the same freaking groups. So why spend another $2,000? I don't see a reason in it. Let's see here. U.S. Navy vet says I support 2 local small pew pew stores down here in Katy, Texas. First, yeah, hell, I probably know them. U.S. vet. I've been to Katy many, many times. Pop Doctor says for the values, Staccato all the way. It is a gateway drug. 1911, 2011s. Yeah, they are. Think Ross Martin will be around for the long run. Texas made. I do not. Armsman, I've said that. They reached out to me a long time ago and said, hey, we want to send you one and stuff. And it's cool that it takes P10C mags. But I'm like, not saying they're bad or anything. I'm not trying to say that. And it is a Texas company, and I was like, well, here's, what I want. And they were like, oh, we just have guns we send around to everybody. And I'm like, man, Pop Doctor says I'd like to try a 4.5. Very interesting. I have a P, a C2 ported by Monsoon, and a CS. They all shoot so well. Yeah, I love my Staccatos. I will say this, and I've said this before. As far as Staccato, they are fantastic guns. They run great. Had that C2 problem. They replaced it. Great. I've got 2 MPAs, which I would say are probably just a little, I'm talking a hair, just a hair more refined than Staccato. Kind of about the same price or a little bit more, but anything past an MPA, I really don't see a reason in it for me, and I just won't do it because both my MPAs are incredible. They're made in the US. They're fantastic guns. They do incredible machining, great tolerances, and they're actually slightly more accurate than my Staccatos for me. Okay, same ammo, same day, all that stuff. Comparing an apple to an apple. They're slightly more accurate, just a tad. But again, I carry Staccatos, I carry the MPAs. I love 2011s, I love 1911s. It just really comes down to what you prefer. But going out and buying an Infinity, a $6,000 or $8,000 gun, and I've done that in the past, don't get me wrong. I've owned Les Bears, I've owned Ed Browns back in the 45 days. I had a $7,500 Les Bear. My wife thought, you're like, what the hell? I'm like, I buy what I buy. You buy your shoes and purses, I buy my guns. Would I do that today? Nope. Certainly wouldn't, because another reason is Les Bear now sends their frames out to freaking Philippines. I'm like, nope, not for me. So, like I said, I do my research, and y'all probably do too, and I would recommend doing that. But I do my research on companies. Ed Brown, I believe, is all still made here. And I love their pistols, don't get me wrong. But would I spend $7,500 on a 1911 now? No, I wouldn't. I'm more on the 2011 end. That I'm talking about. I bought these Les Bears customs back in the Ed Brown back 15, 20 years ago. Incredible guns. I loved them. And when I sold them, I got my money back out of them because they don't make them anymore. These were two of the Les Bears were customs with the ornate, what do they call it? The scrolling. You can't get that anymore. They came in the special walnut boxes. They were special editions. You can't get those anymore. The Ed Brown was kind of like I'm not saying it's a one-off, but it was a very unique one they made back in the day. But I sold them all off, and I don't regret selling them. One of the Les Bears was really freaking cool. But, the 45s I have now I love. So, Payne Brothers and Katy Gun Gear. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know Katy Gun Gear. I don't know Payne Brothers, though. Filigree. I don't know what that term means, but maybe it's my Texas ignorance filigree. I don't know what that means. I don't have my thesaurus here, sorry. I'm sure it's something very simple, but oh, that's the engraving. Okay, gotcha. Okay, well, I just always call it engraving. But yeah, I mean, they were beautiful guns. They were special editions. They had, you open up the walnut box, it had a little plaque, and it was like one of whatever. I think they did a 50 or 25 or a 50 round, or 25 or a 50 unit gun on these. These were back in the day. I don't think they do that anymore. And I know now and this is another thing, less fair. You're buying that gun, the frame's coming from the Philippines, and you get it in a freaking cardboard box. I'm like, what the frick is that? But whatever. I mean, it is what it is. But I won't be buying another one. And again, even if you buy a less expensive 1911 or 2011, you can put EGW kits in it. I get that, and I would highly recommend that. Just so you're getting the tooled steel, not the MIM shit. I've had a lot of MIM shit. I've talked about this before, but I've had a lot of MIM crap fail, and I'm not a MIM fan. And I know a lot of guns have MIM, even Striker Fire, and it is what it is. Any Wilson Combats. I love the EDC X9 years ago. I have shot them. I have never owned one of them, just being honest, and I've never owned a Nighthawk. I have had, and I'm still probably going to do it. I've gotten invited to go to Nighthawk, to their facility, to, look at it. I need to do that. So I need to go down and check it out. It's one gunsmith, one gun. So I need to go to the Nighthawk facility and check them out. I mean, I know they're cool. I've seen them online, and I was invited to go check them out. So I need to do that. And I mean, I've shot plenty of Wilson Combats, plenty of Nighthawk. They're awesome guns. I've shot 3 of the Wilson Combat, and they're nice guns too. Lynn Holt says I have an SF X9 and SF X9L. I'm a Nighthawk fanboy. Yeah, I mean, they're great guns. Pop Doctor says Nighthawk is life. I'll tag along to their facility. My buddy has a Wilson, unimpressive. I've shot Wilsons, and I will say this, and I agree with you, Pop Doctor. I do appreciate Nighthawk over Wilson. I'm not knocking Wilson. They make a great gun. But I think they're a little behind on the times where Nighthawk is more advanced. Wilson has been a little fuddish. Where they're like not getting on the dot train as soon, where Wilson did, or where Nighthawk did. Armsman said, nice. I would have flown out immediately after the invitation. Yeah, and I've told them, I'm like, they invited me, gosh, like a year and a half ago, I think I announced it. But man, I've just been so busy, and I was just in Arkansas, but I was in Little Rock, taking care of a customer there. But I will get there. What's up, Turkey? How are you, man? Turkey said, I might own a Nighthawk 1911 again someday. They are nice. Nice one at the LGS right now. Yeah, I mean, they're super nice guns. I really, really like the Nighthawks. I've shot, I think it's Pop Doctor has one. I've shot the Compt one, really enjoyed it. I don't own them, but I've shot the Nighthawk or Sandhawk. I think it was the Sandhawk. It wasn't my gun, but I was like, this is a nice gun. Felt great. Loved the stippling, loved the FDE, loved the Comp. I mean, it was a sweet gun. So, and if I were going to buy one, like I wanted to buy a luxury 2011, if money wasn't an issue, I probably would own a Nighthawk. Probably would, just so I'd have a Nighthawk. Not saying I won't ever. I mean, I've got some nice items up there, as you see, but when you go swing by KRC and Guncrafter Incorporated, I have played with some Guncrafter And I did not have good luck with Guncrafter. Now, this was a while back, but I shot some of their stuff and it did not go well. Matter of fact, I did not even film it. Or I filmed it, but I did not publish it. These things did not run. I said, hey, I'm going to film this. And they were like, oh, sure, sure. And it was a freaking Jam-O-Matic. Just that particular one. They looked beautiful, but I was like, I was not impressed that day. But again, that was a one of one. Pop Doctor says Sandhawk is the DS comped Nighthawk. It fucks. Okay. 192011s in my opinion, yeah. I have an Atlas Apollo, no grip safety for the win. Yeah, and I've shot plenty of Atlas. And that's the thing, I've put Atlas against my MPS for me, and I love Atlas. Please do not get me wrong. I love their grips where you can change the palm swells. That's incredible. Love it. But I didn't shoot them any better than I did my MPS. And I was like, and I really was thinking about buying an Atlas. I mean, I really, really was. And I'm not saying I won't ever, but I was just like, ugh. And Adam, I think he runs a tight ship. I mean, he makes great guns. He owns Atlas, of course. Atlas Apollo's butter, yeah. Atlas guns are incredible. Yeah, I mean, they're great guns. I shot the Nemesis, I think it's called the Nemesis, I think is what it is. I shot the comped model. A buddy of mine owned 4 Atlases. He's since passed, but he owned 4 Atlases. I mean, he had the comped model, he had the non-comped. And I've got videos where I was, running them against the Staccato XC. I was running them against the Staccato P. And on that particular day, with the exact same ammo, I was putting up the exact same groups. So I was like, eh. U.S. Navy vet says, how about CZ P10F 45 ACP? Man, if I could find one locally, I'd probably buy one. I really, really, really love 45. I know a lot of people hate it, and they're like, oh, you FUD. But man, I love 45. And I've got shitloads, excuse my language, but I've got crap loads of 45 ammo. So, and right now I think I only own like 3 45s. Or 2 or 3, I think it's 2 actually. I think I got rid of one of them, so I only have 2 45s, but I have a ton of 45 ammo. To me, Bill Wilson laminated, he missed the polymer train. The X-Line is not a 1911 or 2011, a hybrid built around a magazine. They run well, that's cool. Pranic says Armsman Wilson went in between when they all got those CNC mills. I shot an old Wilson Super Grade that was amazing. And that's another thing. Man, I really love 38 Super. I love 38 Super. But it's never going to come back like it was before. I mean, it's freaking expensive. If you're running a 38 Super now, whew. Looking at Super Grade now, it's tempting me. And were me, I may have to, yeah. Now I gotta go to water. I drank all those shots. I did 4 shots tonight. And I'm not drunk or anything, but I just haven't had that whiskey, so I really wanted to try it out. Also, I don't share a lot of my personal life, but I will share this. Wedding anniversary is this week. I'm not going to say the day. Wedding anniversary is this week. 33 years. 33 years with my beautiful wife. Love her to death. She puts up with my crap. Thank you, Ranger 10. I appreciate you, buddy. So, yeah, definitely get that recovery going, stay on it. But yeah, so I've got 33 years with my wife this week, and really excited about that. We're gonna go have a really, really good steak. Uh, we're going to one of the places that we haven't been to in a really long time. We're gonna go have some steak, some good drinks, probably some dessert. We're gonna eat like a pig. Um, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna do it up. Thank you, Pranic. Thank you, Pop Doctor. I appreciate y'all. My wife and I are right behind you, Big J. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Yeah, what's funny is one of my best friends, I mean, back probably 20 plus years ago, I mean, like I said, we're best friends. I had no idea. I mean, when I met him, as I got to know him and stuff, this was 25 years ago. He's like, oh, yeah, here's our wedding anniversary. And I'm like, holy crap, that's our wedding anniversary. I mean, same day, it was just the weirdest thing. So, yeah, we got the same wedding anniversary. He's behind me, but yeah. Lynn Holt says those 38 Supers have to be a cult and rattle like America. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, 38 Supers are cool. I just always like 38 Supers. And yes, you're right. I've shot 38 Super, what is it, the match 38 Super Match Cup, I think is what it is. I've shot it. Man, 38 Super is just a cool round. I've always liked it. Yeah, it was weird. When I was talking to my buddy, he's like, oh yeah, my wedding anniversary is this day. And I'm like, what? I'm like, holy crap, that's the same day. I mean, it's just weird. So we've been friends that long, and I was like, yeah, we're going to celebrate an anniversary. He's like, we are too. And then that's what brought it up. So I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, how often does that happen? So, but yeah, and so far, and I still need to do a video on it because I've been asked a lot since I brought it up, but that stand behind me has actually been doing very well. So I'm actually very impressed with it for the price. It's a hell of a deal. So I might do a video if y'all want it. Pranic says, I'm serious. In Mexico, they love 38 Super. Citizen Cart had military rounds and 9mm. Yeah, I mean, 38 Super's been around forever. I mean, it is a fantastic round. Fun round. And yeah, that's what, I was talking to a buddy of mine. I was like, man, I want a 38 Super. He's like, what are you, cartel? Are you a cartel member? And I was like, well, probably have to get the grips made for it. Thank you, U.S. Navy vet. I appreciate it, buddy. But anyway, we've got 14 on, 17 thumbs up. That's awesome. I appreciate y'all so much. And it is 8:03. So if y'all have any questions or comments or anything like that, but again, I do recommend the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond 100 proof. It's very inexpensive. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. If you want to see some whiskey reviews or something, let me know. Maybe we'll do that. If you don't, that's cool too. But, again, I wanted to talk about the Armsman tonight. I just thought that might be a good thing. And if you need a great holster with light capability or non-light bearing, outside waistband, inside waistband, whatever, reach out to the Armsman. You can use my code. It's BJGG10. That's all caps. That'll save you 10% off and free shipping, which is pretty awesome. He's just doing that for my subscribers. I don't make any money on it. It just benefits y'all. So that's great that he's doing that for y'all. And again, if you don't see something on the website, please reach out to him because he probably makes the damn thing. But, I've seen, I've been, I guess, with him for like a couple of years and really enjoying his holsters. Let's see here. Ooh, missed some comments here. See, that guy knows cartel, yeah. Discovery Channel show Expedition X episodes tonight is in East Texas looking for a reported Texas. Oh, Chupacabras, yeah. I've seen those before, or I've heard about those before. I've never seen one. My mom and dad were remarried to their new spouses the same day and year. Wow, that's weird. And to scare off Californians, I visited. Lynn Holt said he visited Ray's Pawn Shop in Dallas. Last visit is like going back in time. It is. You go there and it's like a hardware store and a gun store. I mean, it's weird. That's where Coley Noir buys a lot of his guns. Matter of fact, I've seen him in there before and said hi. You know, I didn't go, let's take a picture and let me get your autograph. I'm not that kind of guy. But, you know, I've seen him in there before. It's a cool store. It's very cool. And it definitely takes you back in time. You're like, where the hell am I? Arnold said, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. No problem, man. Like I said, good holsters, man. I appreciate you. But we will go ahead and shut it down. Rays have metric bolts. Shit, probably not. He probably has all SAE stuff, but who knows? I mean, he might have some, but it's funny when you go in there, you're like, it's a hardware store and a gun store. I mean, it definitely does take you back in time. It's a cool store, though. If you've never been, I highly recommend it. I'm sure Lynn had a good time. I mean, I really do like that store. I just haven't been there in probably like, I probably haven't been to Ray's in probably been 2 years. But yeah, appreciate you, Spot Doctor. You have a good night too. And if y'all have any questions, comments, or anything after the chat, please leave it, and I will try to answer it as quick as possible. But I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and like we're saying now, if you ever reach out to family members, friends, you know, who are needing a little push along and knowing that you're thinking about them, you know, please do so. Yeah, Leon, I've been there many times, but it has been a long time since I've been back, so I probably need to go. I mean, it took Ray forever to get into night vision. Not that I'm a big night vision fan, but he's kind of old school. But it's a very cool place if you've never been. Big store too. But my dog's freaking out. I guess I don't know if we got a package dropped off or not or something. But I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a great evening, and remember, an armed nation is a very weak nation. So we all got to carry on, and always, I forgot to tell you this, what I've been carrying this week is the Shadow 2 Compact. That has been the gun of the week, is the Shadow 2 Compact. So, not the Shadow Systems, the Shadow 2 Compact. I love that little gun. So, y'all have a great evening. We will do this again next Wednesday. I am going next week. I will be in Alabama. Going to be in good old Alabama, so a totally different area, but working with a guy there. So I appreciate y'all as always, and we will do this next week. Thanks, everybody. Y'all have a great night. Take care.